Hello, I'm Otto, and welcome to episode 53 of my Factorio Space Age Guide. So in the last episode, we we spent a long time creating a new ship. It is fully complete. I haven't posted the Discord exclusive yet. This episode will probably come out before the Discord exclusive is posted, but I did go through and kind of like changed a few things around. I was missing some inserters on these up here. I swapped some belts around, made some adjustments, and put some stackers in to kind of set up a little bit of a buffer, I guess. Move this back a little bit, like just did some nitpicky things here and there, added some modules, and I also did a test run. So if you want to check that out, then join my Discord. I will be posting that today. Let's just say today. I've also made a copy of this and posted the blueprints. And yeah, so in this episode, we are going to be prepping to go and hopefully going to Aquilo. But before we do that, I noticed a little problem. We're going to be constantly checking up on Gleba. So I noticed that my bioflux over here it ended up spoiling, and we do not have a way to kind of deal with that. So we are going to do that. And yeah, that'll be problem solved. Something else that I will end up doing is, so I kind of noticed that as my stacker inserter upcycler is working, we're getting some spoilage, and the spoilage is coming from the jelly. So I kind of think that I want a way, one, to kind of get some more jelly, but I still don't want more than a stack. But we have lots of jelly being pitched, and especially down here on the end where I just have straight burn offs. So I'm going to end up adding quality to these. I'll just, how about this? I'll do one, and then you can just assume that I'm going to do the rest after. So I'm going to give this guy quality because the quality doesn't matter that much. These will continue to bring in whatever they need. So even if some of these did become quality, they would just skip these. And I want to have a system similar to this. So I'm going to copy these. And I'm going to paste this in here. But I want the filter to say inequality. So if any quality of jelly comes in, grab it, basically. Now, it'll only be functioning if there are less than whatever our parameter was for this. Not parameter. If there's less than 88 of the normal version, so there is a chance that its quality could go through, but I just wanted to make sure that if we... Where am I? I wanted to make sure that some of these were going to continue to have the quality that they need. So I will be going through, and like I said, I'll be changing not all, only on the end here. I'll be changing some of these to quality and have quality collectors. And this is probably one of the only instances that I'm going to be doing this, largely because of the spoilage. So, I mean, if there was another situation where I needed to collect, like, I don't know, Yamako, I would end up doing the same thing. Okay, so now this line is cleared. It is filtered for spoilage. This is kind of good to go. The ratios don't really match up, so I'm going to add in a single blue speed module. And that'll get us closer. So this is going to, we need 0.4. This is making now 0.37, close enough. That's good enough for me. If we ever needed more of this, then what we would do is take out one of these, the burners at the end, and replace it with something over here. And then we can always add in more overgrowth soil. Our overgrowth soil is banking up like crazy. My goodness. Yeah, we're getting lots. Anyways, so what do we need to do for Aquilo? So first off, we're going to go to our ship. And like I said, I have made a blueprint of this, and we have started making another ship. So I'm going to actually start the process of this one being created. It's going to be a very time-consuming process. It is what it is. And we're not going to leave it with this name. We're going to have it be Aquilo something. I don't know, Milk Run, sure. We will eventually we'll have two ships. We will have one that is going to collect some of the things that we need on Aquilo as far as machines go. And we're going to have another one that is completely dedicated to like actual supplies. Aquilo is very dry whenever it comes to actual materials. So if we needed things like green circuits or blue, red circuits, it's very difficult to make those on Aquilo. It is possible, but we're not going to get into that too much. I mean, I can explain the process. One of the things that I had was I had a ship that was very similar, basically these exact like layouts. And once we get to fusion, this is all going to shrink. So we will unlock fusion, and then this nuclear power, it's going to take up less space. Let's just put it that way. So we're going to have like a fusion section up here, which is going to open up a section here. And I would just kind of, instead of chucking everything off the side, as you can see, there's quite a bit, I would just actually start the process of collecting this. And that was like something that ship was only there for. So we would only collect sulfur, iron ore, calcite, and copper ore, and then start collecting it in here and send that down to Aquilo. So that is kind of like a backup option if you want. It's not a very good option. It's an option. Let's just put it that way. It is probably still better to craft whatever you need on other planets. I mean, maybe not. We'll see. Okay, so now that all of that is out of the way, so we have all of this extra stuff, and we don't necessarily want all of it. So I'm gonna uncheck this, and we're just gonna start. Oh, not that, not that. We're gonna start sending a lot of this down to the planet. Now, some of this is coming right back, but you know what? It is what it is. Actually, let's just be cautious and not do that. How about that? Yeah, that can go, that can go. Yeah, we're going to bring some of this stuff with us. So another thing to note for Aquilo, let's go to the star map. One, it is twice the distance. So these are all 15,000 kilometers apart, the inner planets. And Aquilo, to get there, it only connects to Gleba and it connects to Fulgora. And it is twice as far. It is 30,000 kilometers, so it is an extra long trip. And we have a lot of extra asteroids coming in now. So like this is not something that I've really touched on too much. So we have the medium and the small, whatever, in between some of these other planets. And this one adds in these big chunks, and that's what the rockets are for. The rocket turrets, they tend to be better for the big metallic chunks. There are other ones past Aquilo that we will have to deal with later. Obviously, we have not unlocked this yet, but there are even larger asteroids that we will have to deal with, and we're going to be unlocking the tech to take those on from Aquilo. And I haven't really talked much about kind of like the end of the game, but the end of the game for us is going to be reaching the solar system. Solar system edge. That is considered the end of the game. Thankfully, they kind of added on almost like an end game after you beat the game, this shattered planet, but we're not going to be dealing with that. Our goal is to just beat the game and then call it from there. So what do we need? We need to not bring all this stuff back in. Oh, that's the wrong ship. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to remove all of this. Another thing to note on Aquilo is solar power is hideous. Like, we get 1% solar power. However, don't make the mistake that I made the first time that I went to Aquilo and like not bring solar power. Because once you kind of get there, you realize, wait a minute, I need like something. I need anything. And unless you're dragging coal with you or, you know, something to burn off and give you power through like steam or something, I mean, you still, you need something to start with. And we are going to be bringing solar panels with us. So yeah. So let's not forget that because it is pretty important. I'm going to bring 100. 50 is probably fine. We are going to bring in kind of our like typical items. Some of these we have, some of these we don't. Like, I don't have any of the productivity 3s. Just whatever you do have available, bring those. I have some blues available, and I have some few epics. So we're going to bring a little bit of the blue ones. We are also going to bring some efficiency modules. Now we're just going to use the regular rank 2 efficiency modules. We didn't get around to creating rank 3. If you have the option to create rank 3 or have started making them, then you definitely want to bring some of those. Heating towers. This is massively important. This is a huge mechanic that we are going to need on Aquilo. Same with heat pipes. We need a ton of heat pipes. I will get into kind of what's going on with that once we get there. I'm also going to bring some nuclear with us. So I want at least 1 nuclear reactor. I think we're going to bring 2. So this kind of is going to act as our second starting power after solar panels, but it's also going to act as a heat source. And with that, we also need heat exchangers and some steam turbines. Yeah, 50 is probably fine. Let's see. There is no mining, but we do need pump jacks. I don't have any quality for the pump jacks, so we're just gonna go with what we have. We have access to a couple of different things, and we're gonna need pump jacks to retrieve them. We need offshore pumps. This one is also pretty big. We're gonna bring 40. Normally we would bring 20, but we're gonna bring 40. Believe it or not, we need electric furnaces. 50 is fine. I don't know how much other things that we're going to end up making, but let's just bring some of the standard. We're definitely going to need some chemical plants, and I know I have epic quality for these. We're going to bring some oil refineries. We don't need many. What else are we going to bring? We got the heating towers, right? Okay, we did not grab the heating towers. I really should be using the beacons more often. I barely use them, and it is kind of unfortunate. Okay, so we need our standard. We need like a decent amount of bots. I'm going to bring 500 of each. We need roboports, and another thing to note is the bots have a much harder time on Aquilo. They have like a fifth of their battery on the planet because it's so cold, I guess. So that is another thing to know, is that, you know, Keeping a lot of bots is going to be a rough one. We need combinators for sure. We also need rails, so we're going to be doing lots with rails. Train stations, obviously. Most of what we're going to need is fluid wagons. We will need some solid cargo wagons, though. I don't know. Did I create any of these? I don't think I did. Oh, wow. Okay, we're going to need lots of inserters. We're going to need pipes. Definitely. Pumps. We're going to need storage tanks. Oh, I missed stack inserters. We're definitely going to want some stack inserters too. Okay, so as far as the belts go, we can probably have less belts. So instead of doing, I mean, we're still going to bring 3,000. Who am I kidding? So we're going to have 3,000 belts. Now, we're going to be using a lot more underground belts, and I mean quite a bit more. So I'm going to actually bump this up to 500. Okay, so just one final pass on a couple of different things. Oh, we need this. If we can get quality for this one, we definitely want this too. Cyclers, yes. Okay, so on top of that, we are going to end up with an issue, and this is something that most people are not aware of beforehand. We are going to need a ton of concrete. We can't make it there unless we import either stone or stone bricks and all the ingredients needed to make concrete. It's easier just to import the concrete. There's plenty of places where you can make it pretty cheap. We are going to be bringing a couple thousand, maybe a few thousand, basically whatever the ship will allow us to bring. Okay, and then any remaining We might hold off until we get this ship up and running, our second ship, which it obviously has a few things left that it needs to get, but for the most part it is able to start collecting via these down here, so it can start to get something. Once this ship is up and running, we will end up adding the concrete to this, and we will end up adding our green circuits and blue circuits and red circuits and whatever else we need. The rocket supplies, I definitely want to bring a rocket with us, or the option for a rocket. Where did I have the concrete being collected? Fulgora. Okay, you know what? We can change that to Fulgora. That's fine. Okay, so I am going to pause it here. I am gonna make sure that we can actually collect all of this. So I'm gonna spend some time doing that, and then I will come back after that. Okay, so after a considerable amount of time, probably, I don't know, well over an hour, we have collected all the supplies we needed. I also added in some green circuits, red circuits, blue circuits. Don't forget the cargo landing pad, that is quite important, and we have some concrete as well. So we are pretty close to being full over here. I upgraded our cargo bays to epic so that we could store a little bit extra. This is probably fine for now. I'm missing a couple of things, and that's okay. We are just gonna get going. So we need to empty our inventory. Go gadget bots. Okay, our inventory is empty, so now it is time to take off. Okay, so we're going to head to Gleba. That is going to be our starting point. We're going to make sure everything is good to go, and then we are going to take off from there to Aquilo. So I'm going to skip to, I mean, it's going to be fast, but I'm going to skip to us being on Gleba. Okay, we are on Gleba. So now we're just going to give one last little check. It looks like we have everything that we need. We have things buffered up, even though we probably won't need it. And now it is time. We are making our first trip to Aquilo. Generally, you won't see, so we won't see some of the bigger asteroids until we get, well, I guess we're there. Go gadget rockets. Man, those rockets just annihilate these things. supplies are still fine. Our buffers are fine. We are now fully producing ammo. We have not yet started to fully produce rockets yet. Oh yeah, the big ones are coming in a lot faster now. So far, so good. We are still holding strong. And we have arrived. Yay, we survived our first trip to Aquilo. Okay, so let's touch down. The last planet, how about that? Okay, so I already mentioned a few things, but on this planet, we have a vast ocean of ammonia solution. That is something that we will have to deal with. We can build, but we have to be able to make ice platforms first. And then to build on top of the ice platforms, we have to use concrete. So that is why we brought some concrete. We have some oil over here to start with, and we have some lithium brine over here, and there should be a fluorine vent. Yeah, so that's we're gonna have to deal with some of that. Anyways, things on this planet tend to freeze, so we are gonna have to make sure that everything stays heated with the heating towers or the nuclear reactors, and then the heat pipes. So that will be one of the challenges. That's the main challenge of this planet. That and you know, having these, like I said, vast oceans. There are some islands scattered about, usually for like mining and stuff, or not mining, but you know, mining up some of the liquids. There are various oils or oil fields and fluorine and lithium brine and yeah, various things. Anyways, so we have made it. Do we have anything over here? Nope. And yeah, so we're going to end it there. That is it for me for this episode. I am very much looking forward to getting some stuff done here. So yeah, first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take down a lot of this rubble because we can actually build on this. And yeah, then we're going to get started on the early parts of Aquilo. Hopefully it won't be as painful as the early parts of Gleba. We shall see. Yeah, so I will see you in the next episode, and thanks for watching.